We'll deal with that at lunch.
Right, and I was just actually going to show it to Mr. O'Brien here. I know we're running out of time, but...
No, it's fine. Okay, so I don't need to deal, though, with what's going to be presented to Kohler until lunchtime. Unless you want to give them to me now.
Yeah, no, when you said that, I was thinking there are crime scene photos, and I don't know if you want to look at those.
Yeah, I just want to take a look at, I don't know the entirety of what her, from all of the...
Right, no, I understand.
Yeah.
Felicia, do you have detective or agent?
I do, and I'll get them right now.
We don't need to do Kohler's right now.
Right, we're gonna.
Or let me ask you, let's talk about, this is what I wanted, I'm talking about the decedent's body.
Yes.
That's,
right.
that's
So the
what I
crime
want to-
scene people that are gonna testify this
Yeah.
morning would, and
Okay.
so I'll show them to Carrie, Mr. O'Brien first, and then we'll.
I have some too.
Okay.
Yeah, these are the ones that I'm showing them, Felicia.
Yeah, but I want to see so we don't have too many. Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah.
Try to put them in order here. We're just so that we can kind of see.
Okay. Okay, wait, so what? He has what? But wait, when was his exposure? Last Tuesday? What do you mean possible exposure?
He said that's the way he said it to me, possibly.
Well, we need more details.
Okay.
Yeah.
For Your Honor.
Yeah. Thanks.
No, Judge, I don't believe so.
Okay.
Is Ms. Cottrell coming?
Very good.
Yes, she had another matter.
Oh, we're not gonna wait.
No, we're not
Oh,
gonna wait. She should be here between 9:30 and 9:45.
Okay. Carrie, while we're waiting, do you want to take a quick look at this?
Sure.
Oops. Ah, darn it. I may have brought the wrong stupid thing.
All right. Done that before.
Well, right, it's for this afternoon, but I wanted to be able to get it done.
Very good. Okay, I think we're ready. Yep. Very
We're
good.
waiting for Ms. Easter.
Oh, okay. Great. I think she's handling
Yes.
the one officer. Okay. She can get some information from him and he can wait. And then we'll do Ware and Browning.
So he would be our third witness after Brown.
Okay. Well, we'll have to verify all that information. Let's see. We may need Soraya if, depending on what goes on with Staley.
I don't know, ask him.
Judge, would you like the details now or later?
We can, did he leave?
Not yet, he's in the hallway.
Yeah, well, at least have him go sit in an alternative setting, and then we'll go through the other witnesses first, and then we'll go from there.
All right.
Thank you, Attorney Easter. All right.
Judge, this first witness has reiterated, I know she was on our list as being opting out.
Okay,
She just had expressed concern about that, so I just want to make sure that
okay,
that's put on the record.
fair enough. All right, I think we're ready. Yeah, thank you.
All rise.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, you may be seated as you come in. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. All right, thanks, everyone may be seated. Again, today is Thursday, I believe, November 19th. We have several witnesses for you today, several this morning and then several this afternoon. Again, just as a reminder, we did sanitize the courtroom last evening, and then it's my understanding, I have not received notice from the Sheriff's Department that any of you failed the health screenings this morning, so you were all entered the building and were admitted in accordance with our policies and procedures. So with that, I think, just to give you an idea, we might have at least 3, maybe 4 witnesses this morning. We will take a mid-morning break. Then this afternoon, we expect several witnesses, all on behalf of the state of Ohio. What I will do is, at the end of the day today, after I talk to the lawyers, probably at the lunch recess, I think I'm going to be able to give you a very good idea as to timing for the remainder of the state's case and where we're going to be looking big picture. I know at the beginning of trial, I gave you an idea when we thought the trial would conclude. And seeing that today is Thursday, I think it's important for you to know exactly what the schedule will be over the next several days. So I'll have that to you after I talk to the lawyers and they give me that information by the end of the day today. Okay? So with that, is the state ready to call its next witness?
Yes, Judge.
Attorney LaPrenzi, who do you wish to call?
We would call Patricia Ware.
All right. Very good. We'll have Miss Ware come in. She's probably seated out with my staff in the foyer. You ready? Okay, very good. Good morning, ma'am. I saw you in the hallway. We didn't talk about the case earlier, but thanks for being here. Would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony or statements you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, thank you very much. You may be seated.
Here.
That's exactly right. And then let me just explain to you what we have. So you see the 2 microphones in front of you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's our court reporter, Christy, right there. So she takes down everything that goes on. You see the jurors throughout the courtroom. They're spread out as well. The one thing I just need to remind you, please keep your voice up so they can all hear you and our court reporter can hear you, okay?
Okay.
All right. You good?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, and I appreciate your patience this morning. Thank you.
Good morning, Ms. Ware.
Good morning.
If you would, now we've all said your name, but if you could, just for the record, state your full name and spell your last name for the record.
Patricia Evelyn Ware, W-A-R-E.
Okay. And Ms. Ware, where approximately do you live?
I live on Poor Road in Doylestown.
Okay. And that's in Wayne County?
Yes.
All right. How long have you lived there?
Probably about 11 years now.
And who do you live there with?
I'm alone.
The property you own, is it like a farm type property?
Yeah, I
Do you
guess.
have any acreage?
I have 2.
2 acres, okay. And so do you have a barn and fenced area?
Yes.
All right. And would you describe the area you live in as urban, rural, farmland? How would you describe it?
Farmland.
Okay. And the properties that neighbor your property, are they homes or fields?
They're farm fields.
Okay. So if we were on Poor Road where you live, if we were on Poor Road, and it's Porr, correct?
Correct.
If we were on Poor Road, on the same side of the road as you, and I'm not sure if it would be behind your house, is there a significant amount of cornfields?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to show you a photograph which has been marked as State's Exhibit number 31. And I apologize, I didn't turn that on sooner. Now, ma'am, I showed you several photographs, but I didn't show you this one, so it might take you a second to get familiar with this or orient yourself with that. Can you see that okay? And let me...
I don't see anything.
Did that come up? Can everybody see that on your screen? Okay. Oh, it did come up, okay. Can you see that okay, ma'am?
Yes.
Do you recognize that?
Yes.
And what is that?
That's my house, the
All right.
barn, the neighbors.
And
In
would
the
this
driveway.
be the area you live in right here, this little
Yes.
cluster of buildings? All right. And where would Poor Road be?
Poor Road comes around this way and through there.
Okay, so here and then around here?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm not sure if I said that's State's Exhibit number 31 for identification purposes. I'm going to show you, ma'am, State's Exhibit number 21 for identification purposes. Do you recognize this photo?
Yes.
Let me scan back a little bit, I don't know. Or do you recognize what that is?
Yes.
What is that?
That is my pasture and barn.
Okay. And so this would be behind your house, is that fair?
Alongside my house, yes.
Alongside your house, okay. And I want to direct your attention specifically to June 21st of 2012. Do you remember that day?
Vaguely.
Okay. And you know the significance of that day though, right?
Right.
And what happened that day that was out of the ordinary?
I let the dog out the back sliding door, and I noticed that there was like a red light flashing, kind of.
Okay, and where was it flashing from?
Back in this area.
Okay, and I cannot see where you're pointing. Judge, if I could look where she's pointing and then do that on here.
Certainly. And just remind me, is this 32?
This is 21.
21?
Yeah, unfortunately, Judge, they're not. particularly
Okay,
ordered.
that's okay. All right, the last one though was 31 and this one is 21?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, thank you.
If you could point again for me.
So it was back in this area?
Okay, so I'm going to go point so that the others can see, because when you point, it doesn't show up, but when I do, it does. So is this the area you just pointed to?
Yes.
So all the way back there, you saw some shiny red light.
Right.
And why was that significant to you? Why did that stand out in your mind?
Because the field is planted, and there's access to that would be hard.
All right. So in your mind, did that seem like some object that shouldn't be there.
It seemed odd.
Okay. So as a result of that, what did you do?
Actually, I waited for my husband to get up. I talked to him. He said, oh, it's probably somebody cutting wood or hunting or whatever. I went about my day, did my chores, came back, noticed that it was still there, said something again, and it wasn't till later, till I called the sheriff's office and realized that there's nobody moving around back there. There's no
All right.
sound coming from back there. It shouldn't be there.
All right. So if it was somebody that was working cutting wood, you would have expected that to move or be different at some point.
Or hear some sound, yeah.
Okay. And it didn't. It never did.
No.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibit number 22 for identification purposes. Do you recognize that? And I don't know if you can. Let me try and maybe zoom in a little bit.
Yes.
All right. What is that?
This is the area, I believe, where the light was coming from.
All right. And you saw this photograph before you took the stand. Is that fair?
Correct.
And you showed me, so I'm going to just repeat what you showed me before you took the stand. Was this the area right here?
Yes.
Okay. And then I'm going to show you State's Exhibit number 25. And is that,
Yes.
do you recognize that?
Yes.
And what is that?
That's obviously a car.
All right. Now, this is obviously a zoomed-in photograph from where your location was, fair?
Absolutely.
Okay. And would you agree that it was, well, you tell me, what kind of a distance are we talking about from your house?
I'm not very good at distance, but I'd say at least a quarter mile.
All right. And across in that field, is there a little access road bridge that goes from Poor into that field?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to go back to States 31. And again, if this is Poor Road here, would this be the access road in that white little thing there? You can see that. Would be
Yes.
the bridge?
Yes.
Okay, so this here would be the bridge?
Correct.
All right. And so on this photograph, and I'll zoom back out, if this was your house, this is where we're looking at and seeing that car in the field?
Put your finger there again. Yes.
Oh, is it off the screen?
Yes.
There?
Yeah, approximately.
Okay. And I'm going to show you State's Exhibit number 25 for identification purposes. And you also saw this before taking the stand. What am I looking at here?
You're looking at the back side of my house and my neighbor's.
So would this be where your house would be located from essentially where you saw the shiny object?
In that area, yes.
Okay. So again, do these photographs accurately depict the, I guess, location, area, distance of your home, the farmland, and where the car was seen by you?
Yes.
Did you ever go out to that car?
No.
Is that 25?
Yes, that was 25.
Thank you.
Yes. So you said you, later in the day, and if you know, do you recall about what time?
I honestly don't remember.
And do you remember when you first saw it and spoke to your husband about it?
It was early in the morning
Okay.
when I first saw it.
And then would you say it was before noon or afternoon that you, if you know, if you don't know, it's okay.
I don't.
But some time had passed.
Yes.
Can you describe, if you recall, the weather that day?
It was sunny and warm.
Okay. and maybe these are obvious questions based on your testimony, but was the first time you saw that object that morning?
The
You didn't
first time
notice any car lights or anything driving through the field
No,
earlier? Okay. Did you ever see anybody at that access bridge anytime prior to that, during that night?
no,
Did you ever see any people there?
no.
The only thing you saw was that shiny red object. Matter of fact, did you even know it was a car?
No, not at first.
And how did you ultimately find that out since you didn't go there? Did somebody tell you?
No, we just kept checking, and I mean, obviously it was a vehicle of some sort.
Okay. All right. Very good. I have nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you,
Attorney
ma'am.
O'Brien?
Judge, I don't think I need to go back to the
Fair
lectern.
enough. Very good, thank you.
Miss Ware, I don't want this hole in the way. Is it fair to say that when you first noticed the car, it's what, 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning?
Yes,
All right. I'm not way off, am I, when I
I
suggest those times?
don't believe so.
All right, you let the dog out,
Right,
and that's traditionally at a certain time of the morning, I would expect.
yes.
All right. And is it, you didn't see any female over in that field, did you?
No,
All right. Another question. At any time, either at night or early in the morning, did you ever see an automobile, a second automobile there?
no,
All right. Do you know cars at all, manufacturing of cars like a Chevrolet and a Ford? Do you know anything like that?
I don't understand what you're asking.
All right. Did you see any medium-size black SUV there?
No, but I really wasn't paying attention. I
All right.
mean,
But you didn't see anything
no,
other than that one car?
correct.
All right. Very good. Ma'am, thank you very much.
All right, any redirect?
Just very briefly, Judge, and I'll stay right at the bottom. I guess it's my turn, so it doesn't matter. Ma'am, you don't seem like the type that's up all hours of the night. Do you typically go to bed at a certain hour in the evening?
Yes,
What would be the latest you normally be up?
probably 10
weekday.
o'clock.
I'm sorry?
Probably 10 o'clock.
And would it be fair to say from 10 o'clock until at least, let's say, 6 in the morning or 5 in the morning, you would have been asleep?
Correct.
Okay, I have nothing further.
All right, very good. Attorney O'Brien, anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ware, thank you for your time today. Thanks again for your patience. We will
Thank
do
you.
over there, Desiree. Thank you. All right, very good. Yep, we'll go up there, Desiree. Hold on, Attorney Easter. Yeah, thanks, Desiree. All right, Attorney Easter, who do you wish to call?
Deputy Browning, Your Honor.
Okay. Hold on just for 1 moment. Yes, please. Thank you very much. Okay. And they're bringing in Deputy Brown. So, I'm not sure. So, thanks, Susan. Thanks, Desiree. I appreciate it. Thank you. Sir, if you would raise your right hand, do you swear or affirm the testimony or statement you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, thank you. And I hear you have a commanding voice or a loud voice. So if you don't mind, have a seat here in the witness chair. There are 2 microphones there. As you can see, our jurors are spaced throughout the courtroom, and our court reporter is to your left. Just please keep your voice up so everyone can hear you. Thank you very much, sir. Attorney Easter, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Will you please state your whole name, spelling your first and last name for the record?
Stephen Bruce Browning, Steven Browning.
Where are you employed?
Wayne County Sheriff's Office.
How long have you been with the Wayne County Sheriff's Office?
A little over 23 years.
Tell the jury about your training and education that allows you to be with the Wayne County Sheriff's Office.
I attended the University of Akron, where I obtained a associate's degree in criminal justice, and then I attended the University of Akron Police Academy, graduating from there in 1996 and getting hired in at the Wayne County Sheriff's Office in 1997.
All right. And when you, what is your position now?
Deputy Sheriff in the Law Enforcement Division.
Okay. Is that where you started?
No, I spent 3.5 years working in the jail.
I'm going to turn your attention to June 21st, 2012. You were working at the Wayne County Sheriff's Office then.
Yes, I was.
Did you receive a call from dispatch regarding a suspicious vehicle?
Yes, I did.
Please tell the jury about that dispatch call.
I was dispatched to Poor Road in regards to a suspicious gray car parked in an agricultural field. And while en route to that call, I made contact with the caller, Patricia Ware, and she advised that she had went out earlier that morning around 8 a.m. to feed her horses. And then she noticed the car then. She thought it was odd that it was parked in an agricultural field that she knew had been planted in corn. She then decided around noon to contact the sheriff's office about the car, and I advised her that I would make contact with her after I looked into the suspicious vehicle.
All right. So per your report, Ms. Ware went out approximately 8 a.m. and that's when she initially saw the what drew her attention to calling you all.
Yes,
And the actual report time was approximately 12:14 p.m.
correct.
What did you do after receiving the dispatch call?
I parked just north of her residence on a field access road, and then I walked down the access lane and noticed tire tracks in the lane that were fresh. I also followed those tracks into the field for some distance.
Okay. I'm going to show you what's been marked as. Hold on a minute. Oh, thank you. I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 32. What is this?
That is the field access lane, and I believe that's my patrol vehicle parked there.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibit number 33.
Also the field access lane.
And it's leading up to, what is that field access lane leading up to?
Where the car was parked.
State's Exhibit number 34.
Would be a little bridge going across a creek.
And State's Exhibit number 35.
That would be the view to the south of the bridge.
All right. Now, you stated how did you, can you please tell the jury again, how did you get to the car? What was your path of travel?
Initially, I started in on that access lane, and as I got to the wood lot, which would be on my right to the west, I then went into the woods so that I would be west of the parked vehicle.
Okay. I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 26.
I'm sorry, did you say 26?
I did, Your Honor. Where, what are we looking at?
That is an overview or an aerial view of Chippewa Township where the suspicious vehicle was located inside the triangle in the center of the screen.
And when you say triangle in the center of the screen,
That's correct.
okay. Gonna show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 27. Is a closer view, is that fair to say? Of
Yes.
State's Exhibit number 26?
Yes,
Okay,
that's closer view, and then the caller's house is on the right.
Okay, and is it this area that I'm circling now?
Yes.
Okay, and what road is this?
That would be Poor Road.
Okay, and the photos I showed you of the access road, am I pointing to that now? Where we saw
Correct.
the- Okay, and then you stated you started walking this direction, is that fair to say?
I didn't go past the tree line. Right in that area there, the tire or the vehicle traveled on the east side of the tree line there and then proceeded south.
Okay, so it traveled on the cornfield side?
No, it would be on the other side.
It traveled in the
No,
tree?
south of that.
Oh, yeah, 'cause mine
Yes.
is in west. Thank you, because mine is in west. All right. I want to keep this up. I want to know your direction of travel now. Okay, you said the car tracks, you saw travel down the south. How did you get to the car?
I came down the tree line in between the two fields.
Okay, down the same line, correct? And at some point in time, did you,
I cut into the woods where it starts to widen at the top of it on the north end.
around here or up here?
Right in that area there.
Okay. I'm gonna show you a close-up of that, some of that area. State's Exhibit number 30. When you say you cut in, it would have been somewhere just before all of these, sorry, this area. And is this the area you walked in? I'm pointing to not the cornfield, but the trees. Is that the area you walked in to get to the car?
Yes, it is.
Describe what else you see in this picture. It's State's Exhibit number 30 for the jury.
I can see two individuals midway up the wood lot and then a vehicle parked in the southwest corner.
I'm showing you State's Exhibit. Before I do, when you walked through the trees, explain for the jury, where did you come out? Where did you get to the car?
I actually came out south of the car and west of it on the bank of Chippewa Creek, and there's an ATV trail that runs along the edge of the creek.
And then before we get to some of those other photos, will you just let me know about that?
Oh, of course, Your Honor.
Within the, okay, very good, thank you.
I'm showing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 28. You talked about a ATV trail.
Yes, that would be just above the reddish colored sticker in the bottom left corner.
Am I pointing to it now?
Yes,
And this is where you came out,
correct.
just north of the car, okay. Showing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 30. What are we looking at in that exhibit?
That would be an aerial view of the suspicious vehicle.
I think that's 29, actually.
What did I say, Your Honor?
Thank you,
It is. It is State's Exhibit number 29.
very good.
Once you came out to the car, please tell the jury what happened.
As I approached the vehicle, I had received dispatch had contacted me prior to reaching the car asking for me to give them a call. So I contacted dispatch. They explained a little bit more detail to me as far as a missing vehicle from New Franklin. They gave me the license plate, which I wrote on my palm of my hand. And then as I began to approach the vehicle, I looked at the front license plate and observed the plate, and I looked at my hand, and the plates matched.
Let me show you what's the marked as States Exhibit number 43. Is that the car you found in the field?
Yes,
And that's the car that matched the description?
yes,
And that's the car that the license plate matched what was given to you and you wrote on your hand?
correct.
What did you do next?
Began to approach the car from the front. As I got closer, the driver's side window was down. Looking through the window between the front and back seat, I could see what appeared to be skin between those two seats. I then reapproached, coming up from the side of the window, the passenger side, rear window. Upon looking in, I observed an individual in there.
Can you describe for the jury what you saw?
The individual's face was very dark purple. I can still picture that. There were taser wires coming off of the individual. She had on a Domino shirt, tan shorts, a leather belt, white tennis shoes. There were zip ties around her hands or wrists and what appeared to be zip tie around her neck. There was also blood around her on the, I want to say on the floor, but I don't remember exactly where the blood was. And then at that point, I contacted my captain to make him aware of what I had found.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going
You're
to.
gonna start to present those photos?
No,
Okay.
not the one, just the one, just one.
Okay, but I just want to tell the jurors, so you're going to start to see some photos at this time from where the victim decedent was found. Obviously, that's what the deputy is describing right now. And so what the state of Ohio will do, just to continue to move the case forward, is they will place the photo on the screen, the witness will identify it, you'll be able to view it, and then it will be removed. And we'll just be as efficient as we can as we move through the process. So we appreciate your cooperation. And with that, I'm sure you'll move as efficient and empathetic as possible. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna show you what's been marked as States Exhibit number 55. You recognize that photo?
So that's 55, correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, very good.
And is that what you detailed to the court just now?
Yes, it is.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Attorney Easter.
You said you stated after you found the car, after you found the deceased body, you called your captain.
I did.
Did other individuals come to the scene?
Yes. After contacting him, I then contacted New Franklin Police Department, where I made them aware that I had located the vehicle and that there was one individual still inside the car that appeared to be deceased.
At any given time, did BCI, our Bureau of Criminal Identification and Investigation, come out to the scene?
They did as well.
How did you contact them?
I did not know.
Okay, did they come with the New Franklin Police Department?
Yes, I believe so.
What did you do after you made the necessary contacts, after you found the car and the body in the back?
I waited for my captain and along with another deputy to arrive. Once they arrived on scene, I then, I believe, went back to my patrol car where I waited for BCI and New Franklin Police Department to arrive on scene.
At some point in time, did you go and speak to the individual that made the initial call to dispatch?
Yes, around 4:25, I believe, I went and spoke to Mrs. Ware at her residence.
Did you have any other involvement in this case?
I did not, other than writing this report.
I want to talk to you about finding the car again. I believe you said your direction of travel was through the woods. What prompted you to walk through the woods as opposed to straight up the cornfield to the car?
Cover.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Cover.
Okay, you didn't know what you were going to find out there when you
Correct.
were walking out there, okay? And are you familiar with that area?
I am. I grew up in that area. I've hunted that area my entire life, so I was comfortable with the area.
Okay. So unlike somebody like me who would probably freak out in those woods, you knew where you were going and it was comfortable and it was for safety as well?
Correct.
Okay.
Very good. Okay. I'm sorry, I thought there were more exhibits. Very good. All right, Attorney O'Brien, do you want to use the podium, or will you question from there? Okay,
A couple
very
of
good.
questions. I
Thank
don't
you.
think I have to go back there. Deputy Browning, when you approached this vehicle at the corner of that cornfield, did you see anybody else around?
I did not.
Okay. When you approached the vehicle, did you come from the rear of the vehicle?
No, sir.
From the front of the vehicle?
That's correct.
Because you went through the woods and came around closer to the creek and the ATV Trail, I would think.
Yes.
Okay. When you walked around the vehicle, did you see a second set of tire tracks?
No, sir.
Okay. When you approached on the access road, and then did you approach the bridge? Is that correct?
Yes, I walked over the bridge.
All right. So your cruiser stopped short of the bridge. You walked over the bridge.
Correct.
Did you see any other vehicles at that point in time?
No, sir.
Okay. Judge, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
All right, very good. All right, Deputy, thank you so much for your time here today. All right, Desiree, thank you. We'll go ahead and do the podium and then the chair. Other than the other individual that we talked about and that we can address, do we have someone else or should I take a recess?
Recess. Another person was expected at 10:30.
Okay, all right, fair enough then. With that then, ladies and gentlemen, we're a bit ahead of schedule this morning. We'll see if we can get another witness here shortly. So we'll have you take a recess. I'll have my staff give you an update here in the next 5 to 10 minutes. But remember, you're not allowed to discuss this case with anyone. You're not allowed to do any independent research. No one's permitted to have any contact with you. Let me get Ms. Kroll. Thank you very much. All right, we're going to get down a few minutes here so we can talk about some scheduling issues. Thanks, everybody.
All rise.
Thanks. Bill? Thanks, Desiree. All right, very good. We'll keep this on. Christy, thanks. All right, so we had Staley up next, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so Attorney Easter, this morning, the officer indicates that he had a possible exposure last Tuesday?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, and I know you were gonna ask about details. Right now, he is not here in our waiting room. So that would have been Tuesday, November 10th.
That is correct, Your
Did you have, I know you also indicated earlier, before you had the chance to get additional details, he himself said he didn't have any symptoms, but in any event, so that would have been Tuesday the 10th. Were you able to find out additional details about that possible exposure?
I did, Your Honor.
Okay,
Detective stated last Tuesday he was working in Columbus, Ohio on a case where, trying to be as general, there's, on a case. That case brought him into contact with a funeral home, and he was processing a vehicle. In the vehicle were cremated remains, and there was a body bag. On the side of that body bag, it read COVID-19. There was no body in the body bag. There was no deceased individual in the body bag. However, he had been processing, he and others had been processing that vehicle for approximately 30 to 40 minutes, Your Honor. Since then, he has had no symptoms, he has had no fever, and I did not ask if he was tested, however, Hitchens, Detective Hitchens just wanted to ask that question. He did go through, the court's check this morning, for fever and all of that, Your Honor, but that is the extent of Special Agent Staley's, possible, contact.
okay.
COVID-19.
With whom is Special Agent Staley employed?
The Bureau of Criminal Identification and Investigation.
BCI, the Attorney General's office?
Correct.
Do you know, after that exposure, did he tell you, was he ever tested for the virus?
Hitchens is going to ask.
Oh, he's gonna ask him
On the
that?
other side, and the other-
Okay, all right. And then I'm sure, I mean, he works for the Ohio Attorney General's office. I'm sure they have protocol.
Yes.
So why don't you find out those additional details? Once we have that, if necessary, I may have you contact the Summit County Public Health Department just to make certain that we're in accordance with our protocol. And then we'll just go from there. If by some chance, it's determined that he needs to testify remote, who would be the state's next witness at this time?
Special Agent Soraya, and he is to come in at 10:30. We can try and give him a call.
Okay, do you want to also call him and just see if he's, does he work for BCI?
He does.
Okay, and maybe you can see in advance if he has the same concern. And again, this serves as a reminder to us, which is why scheduling of witnesses is very important. So in advance, we can make certain that we follow all of the protective measures to keep everyone safe here. So you let my staff know once you have an update. Thank you.